final issues of miniseries. Everything that Scarlett, Storm Shadow, and Jinx have been planning comes to a head, and the future of the Energon Universe will change forever. The road to G.I. Joe 1 ends here. Presented by Skybound Entertainment, distributed by Image Comics. Scarlett, Volume 1, Issue 5, The Energon Universe. At the Sato 3 Sakura on floor 48, Storm Shadow holds the Sword of Life in his hands. Scarlett watches cautiously from behind him. A Sato soldier says, "Hand over the sword, Arashikage. It does not belong to you." Storm Shadow replies, "You couldn't be more wrong about that." Storm Shadow slices through the soldier effortlessly, cutting him in half as if slicing through butter. He says, "The sword has been making its way to my hand since the day I was born, and you are but the first tribute to the Sword of Life greatness." Scarlett thinks to herself, the sword may have been misnamed. Jinx says, "Storm Shadow, we should leave before Cobra shows up," but it's too late. A blinding light shoots from a helicopter, causing Jinx and Scarlett to turn around and towards each other. Scarlett yells to the ninja team, "Take cover." A rocket is launched from the Cobra helicopter, aimed directly at the ninja team. The explosion is catastrophic. The Cobra helicopter begins to land. As Scarlett slowly starts to get up, she realizes Jinx ran fast enough to avoid the explosion, but Scarlett is bleeding from the side of her abdomen. Scarlett is looking for Jinx and Storm Shadow when she is suddenly grabbed from behind. It is Storm Shadow who is protecting her from Cobra troops with the Sword of Life firmly grasped in his hands. There are too many Cobra troops, and the ninja team agrees they must retreat, but there are only 2 parachutes for 3 ninjas. Storm Shadow says, "Stop bickering, dump your gear, and the 2 of you should be okay in one shoot." As the 3 ninjas run, Cobra Commander has arrived at the battle scene and does not want to wait forever. He says, "So it seems I'll have to do it myself." There, the Energon is coming from there. Those are the fools who are trying to take it. He then fires his guns at the 3 ninjas. Scarlett questions, "Who is that?" Bullets are flying everywhere as Cobra Commander and the Cobra troopers spot the ninjas. A bullet hits Scarlett in the shoulder just as Storm Shadow jumps off the building, saying, "See you on the ground, ladies." Jinx was about to lock onto the safety belt of Scarlett, but Scarlett pushes Jinx off split. Scarlett then jumps off the building, thinking to herself, "Okay, Jinx saved my life. At this height and speed, we've got maybe 8 seconds. Please, please." She feels so close that she could almost touch Jinx as she tries to catch up. Jinx reaches her hand out to Scarlett, urging her to grab hold. Scarlett and Jinx catch each other, and together they pull the parachute, ensuring everything is secure. Scarlett thinks to herself that this was closer than she wants to admit as she holds on to Jinx for dear life. She reflects that pretty much everything that happened since she came to Japan has felt closer than she would like to acknowledge. She wonders if she's starting to normalize it and questions whether there's a level up or just insanity. When Jinx and Scarlett reach the ground, Storm Shadow is waiting for them. He states their location is 3 hours and then disappears. Scarlett replies, "Check." Scarlett thinks to herself she is not only has to hide from Cobra, but Storm Shadow might also have the Arashikage following her. She realized this could be her only chance to pass off intel to Snowjob, so she must manage all things at once. She reflects, "Never say I don't enjoy a challenge." She decides to change her look, move like nobody, and try not to die. Scarlett then enters a secondhand store and alters her appearance, even adding a mask. However, somewhere in Tokyo, Scarlett has lost any tails behind her, but Snowjob is still concerned for her as she looks beat up. Scarlett replies, "You don't know the half of it." She passes a burn bag to Snowjob and says, "I haven't really been able to look at what's inside. Most of it's coded. It's everything Jinx gave me. Plus I added what I could." Snowjob thanks Scarlett for giving him the intel, and Snowjob wants her to go with him, but she insists, "I can't leave her behind, Harlan. I thought I could, but I can't." Snowjob wants to bring Shanna Scarlett home. Scarlett tells him that Stalker's plan was crazy, but it worked. However, she explains that if she leaves right now, the Arashikage will close the doors and disappear if she leaves now. That's it. Jinx would be in there for a long, long time, and she can't have that. Snowjob is disappointed, but acknowledges, "You know I'm right. That's why I'm disappointed." He then adds, plans. When you ladies are ready, you call me. I'll get you out of there, even have to bring in everyone. Outside of Tokyo, Storm Shadow's plan is set into motion. The Arashikage have come to rescue Jinx, Storm Shadow, and Scarlett. They are all there, and now there are three. Back at the Arashikage stronghold, Storm Shadow leads the way with the Sword of Life, followed closely by Scarlett and Jinx, accompanied by the Arashikage ninjas. Storm Shadow says, "With our compliments, Hard Master, we offer you the fabled Sword of Life. Return to Arashikage as we have always known it would be." The Hard Master descends and replies, "So it will finally begin." The Hard Master returns the Sword of Life to Storm Shadow while Scarlet and Jinx bow before him. The Hard Master declares, "We will now enter a new phase of the Arashikage." Storm Shadow replies, "Yes, we shall." Scarlet still thinks to herself that this was unexpected. She naively assumed that the sword would go to the Hard Master, and she can see from Jinx's expression that she had the same assumption. Why then does she have this horrible feeling in the pit of her stomach? As Storm Shadow raises the Sword of Life glowing with Energon, he shouts, "The future of Arashikage!" And everyone responds and screams, "Arashikage!" In this ominous tone, the cheers of Arashikage ninjas grow louder, shouting, "Arashikage! Arashikage!" Storm lifts the Sword of Life, which glows brightly as the ninjas rally around him. Jinx signals to Scarlet to stay cool, and Scarlet thinks to herself, "Yeah, no kidding." The crackling of the sword and the Energon sends energy and lightning coursing through the skies. Next, G.I. Joe, Volume 1, Issue 1, The Cobra Strikes. G.I. Joe is an ongoing comic series from Skybound Entertainment scheduled to debut in November 2024, the third ongoing title of the Energon Universe. The series continues the G.I. Joe and Cobra storylines, started by Duke, Cobra Commander, Scarlett, and Destro miniseries. Duke leads a special military force to combat the Energon-fueled world domination efforts of Cobra Commander.